obviously just talked about with Coach Wilson, kind of the focus on improving from last year. I'm just curious, like as a unit, you two guys are back from last year's team. Do you want to talk about it a lot, the struggles of last year in the hopes of, addressing those issues, or is it a page that you've already turned and it's kind of like, let's not worry about last year because we've got such a new group of guys in the secondary and new coaches?
Yeah, I think obviously we're not going to focus on last year, but I think we can take what we learned from last year and game experience and then turn it to this year and kind of learn from that. And yeah, we got a bunch of new guys, and they're excited to be here. They're excited to play, and so there's a lot of good competition. So I think it's best for us to just focus on this year and look ahead.
What was it like, kind of first impressions of Jaheim and Alf, Snacks too, just like what they brought to the room right away?
I just saw energy, and I saw some dudes that's willing to play, go out there and bust their butt, and they want to get after it and want to make their name and want to go to the next level. And I feel like that's what we need in our room.
Hudson, just, being at safety, for an extended period of time now, how are you feeling back there?
Feel good. It's more and more I play it, the more comfortable I get. And so I think just going against our offense, just getting more competitive reps, I think that's been good for me.
And then just, the wide receivers so far, Coach Wilson talked about Armstrong, maybe some other guys that are giving y'all trouble so far.
Yeah, they give us good work. Armstrong, yeah, he's been giving me good work. He's got way better since the spring. That's the crazy part about it. And I can see it whenever I go against him every day. Tyrone coming out there going hard. He had an injury in the spring, but he's back and he's doing pretty well. Tesla, everyone gives me their best whenever I'm out there, and it's good work, and I appreciate it because we all straining. And they know that I'm not trying to let them win anything, and they know they want to win every rep against me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think on the inside, Isaiah, Jaden, and Bryce, those three, they got real speed, and so I think it's been good for me to go against that and see what it's like, and it's competitive every single rep.
Nudie, with it being your second full year here going into it, how much more comfortable or confident do you feel as opposed to maybe this time last year?
I feel very good coming into this season. I feel like I know what I need to do as a leader now, as a person that's been going into his fourth year, I know coming from my other school, I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I'm just trying to, be good within the group and make a name for myself and for a group. But now I feel like everything is right with the coaches them did in the transfer portal, going to go get Snacks them. Even though we compete with the receivers, we also competing within the group and loving each other at the same time. And I feel like that's what we really need.
Y'all do before and after pictures with the little 8-week summer cycle y'all do?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. You're noticeably bigger. Just talk about the effort that you put in to getting bigger and just how important that is going from corner to safety and knowing you're going to safety.
Yeah, I think having an idea of being at the position before the season has really helped me kind of achieve or get to my goals, and I'm still trying to keep my weight up. It's hard during fall camp, but I think the strength coaches really have helped me kind of they created this thing called Breakfast Club, and we got to go to the Jones Center every day for those guys on it, and got to go eat, and they make sure we're eating good. And so I think that's really helped me to kind of just achieve my goals.
Nudie, we've obviously seen Snacks out there from the spring stuff, but a couple of new additions to the cornerbacks with Jaheim Singletary, Keon Stewart. What have you thought about those guys individually? What do they bring to the table, and how can they help you?
Keon just came at the first practice that we had last Friday, and I just know he's going to have to be on the field. He can play. I know he will make our secondary better, even better, than it is, I believe, right now. And Jaheim out there, whenever he comes in and getting the reps, he goes hard. I be looking at him sometimes, and I'm like, man, that young dude right there, he can move. He make me go harder at practice in a way, So having them two is a great thing, and you will see them on the field.
Yeah,
So I think Sam Pittman said the other day you'd added about 12 pounds. Is that right? You 188, or what's your weight right now?
About 188.
Is that about 12 plus? Or
I think from the start of last year, probably 12.
Okay, because they listed at 182, but I wasn't sure if that was accurate. Last year, I mean, at the end of the year. And then just, we'd see a lot of times you'd be in the hole, plugging the hole, but, you weren't as big as probably ideally you would be in the coach would want you. Do you feel like you're better able now you'll be able to make those plays better? And just how do you feel at that weight?
Yes, sir, I do. I feel like there's a difference when I'm coming down and fitting off blocks or making tackles. And so, I mean, we haven't gone to the ground yet, but I can kind of feel a difference when I'm thudding the running backs and receivers.
And what do you obviously played with Nudie for a while now. What have you thought about his progression and what he can bring to the table this year, with his second year with y'all?
I mean, he's got an insane amount of potential. I trust him on the field. I trust that he's going to do his job and that he's going to man this guy up and there's not going to be a ball thrown his way. And so I think like going out there, it's just a great sense of trust in that I know he's going to do his job and then I can do my job.
You talk a little bit about this, but Hudson, it looks like it's real competitive between y'all and the wide receivers. And personally, I think that's probably good because if one side's always getting the better of the other, that's not going to bode well for SEC play. How competitive is it, and just what do you think about the two units?
I think we're making great strides as a team, and so going against each other, man, if they beat us, we're wanting another rep against them, and I think that's been good for us, just kind of get our competitive nature up. And so I think going to SEC play and any other game, we're gonna be competitive every single rep and not take anything off.
Guys, one of the things I remember about Dan Enos from when he was here last time is he talked trash to the defensive backs a little bit. Is that any jawing going on? Has he picked anybody out that he likes to go back and forth with?
Nah, we've been just hard work, being quiet with each other. We haven't really been, talking with our mouths that much. We just talking with our play right now. But I call some plays. I call some plays.
Yeah. Y'all been impressed with KJ, what he's been doing? And noticed any progression with him? Anything different?
KJ been making throws and putting the ball in places that I feel like I've been playing good coverage in, and he'll put it right there, and I'm like, dang, he's leading the guys, and they catching it he's leading it out there. It's not short. It's not just for a DB could come and make a play. If the ball is out there and you're beat at DB, it's probably for 6.
So have you felt your voice getting louder, starting with like winter conditioning and spring? Have you felt yourself becoming more of a leader, and what's that like?
Yes, sir, most definitely. I feel myself becoming a leader in the right way. I'm very positive. Like, my personality, I talk to everyone on the team. I'm not really gonna be negative anyone. If I am negative, it's not real negative. It's very positive. It's love at the end of the day. I feel like I lead more with the things that I do. I say what we need to do, and we do that honestly, but I don't feel like all of us, I don't need to say everything, at every point I don't need to say, hey, do this, do that. I feel like Hood a leader. I feel like the young guys that just got here are leaders, and they will become leaders. But, yeah, I feel like everything right, though.
How much consideration did you give to declaring for the draft, and what compelled you to say, yeah, one more year?
I wanted to go, but I just knew that second half of the season, I just left so much on the table, and I didn't realize it until I was done. And now that I have another chance, I want to make sure I do everything right. Whenever this spring, whenever we was going through weight room and off-season football, I make sure I take everything serious, make sure I do all my reps and not miss anything. Whatever Coach Souders them tell us do, it'd be so hard, but you just have to get through it. You have to tell yourself, oh, man, come on, we can do this.
Hudson, what have you seen from Nudie's leadership qualities lately?
Yeah, I've seen the same thing you just said. I mean, last year he came on not trying to not stand out, but not trying to call anybody out because he doesn't really know people yet. And so this year, starting to win the workouts, I mean, he's been leading the DBs, he's been leading the whole defense with his voice, and I think it's been better for us, just kind of on a communication aspect as a group, and so I think it's been good for us.
Yeah, and the dynamic. Coach Wilson was up here telling us sometimes he has the corners, and vice versa. What has that been like working with those two and kind of in tandem?
Yeah, I mean, whenever anybody gets up, Coach Wilson or Woodson, it's no different. Their teaching's the exact same, and so whoever goes up there is going to teach us good, and it's not going to affect our play at all.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that? Just on what the dynamic between those two is like?
Yeah, they're very together. They're never not on the same page. They always on the same page. They over communicate. They over communicate. That's the best way how I could say it. And it's a good thing. They make us over communicate. They hold us accountable. Anything we do, we go out on the field together as a DB unit together. Not one person go at one at a time. We all go all at once. Anything we do, we go together. That's their mindset.
Nudie, when you talk about the second half of the season last year, what was it that you saw that you want to improve on?
Whenever the ball is not coming my way, whenever I'm on defense, I need to be able to run to the ball, go make the tackle, wrap up, not always just going for the legs or, stuff like that. Attack the block, attack the man, just be physical. Just show that I'm willing to play and just show that I could be the best defensive player out there,
For both of you, I guess I've noticed that Snacks and Andrew Armstrong really go at it maybe more than anybody. What is it about those two just, going really hard against each other?
Andrew, he got better, like way better. And every release that he do, like he could run a comeback route three different ways. And that's expanding like his route tree in a way. And it's harder for us because we would think that he's doing this and he does something else. And Snacks, he don't like to lose. Like, he want to win everything. And me and Snacks be battling. We go to each other a day and be like, hey, I'm not giving up this. And he be like, no, I ain't giving up this neither. And we just compete in each other and make sure we come out on top with everything,
About what Hudson did in terms of like off-season games and things like that. What was your work with Coach Souders like? What strides did you make individually?
I feel like I say speed with running. I feel like I'm getting more power with the workouts that we done. I know that I gotten stronger. I can feel it and I can see it. And once again, it's straining. Whenever I don't want to go, I need to go that extra step. That's what Coach Souders really been installing into us.
Yeah, I know Travis Williams, he obviously doesn't coach your all's position, but he's over the whole defense. Well, now that he's been with you guys for a while, kind of what's your overall impression? And I know Sam talks about how he's going to blitz a lot and bring, jailhouse break or whatever it's called. As a secondary, how do you feel about that? Because obviously that's going to put extra pressure on you guys. Won't be dropping 7 or 8 a lot, it doesn't sound like.
No, I don't think we're going to be dropping 7 or 8 a lot, but he's going to bring intensity and energy in every meeting, every practice on the field. And so I think scheme-wise, he's going to do the exact same thing. And so for us, it's harder covering, but it's easier because we're covering for shorter. So, I mean, the lines, they can get there with 4, and we trust them with all our hearts. And so I think whatever he brings, 4, 5, 6, or even 7, I mean, we're going to be ready for it.
You got on that, maybe?
Yeah, we'll be ready for it. We're practicing that. We practicing man coverage every day right now. So I feel like through this whole camp, going through the season, we'll be ready once it's that time for sure.
Thoughts on Coach Williams overall? Kind of what's your impressions of him? Been here a while?
He gonna hold you accountable. Great. He's a great leader, like a great man, and I'm happy to play for him.
A little off the wall. They have that snack cart out there at practice. I'm always focused on food, And I noticed they got the watermelon slices. I don't think I've ever – they used to have the day where they bring up the Hope watermelons, but I noticed they got watermelon slices out there every day, and the girls are yelling like, fresh watermelon. It's almost like it's a farmer's market or something. I just wondered, do you guys like that? Is that kind of nice that along with the Powerade or Gatorade or whatever, you get a little fresh watermelon too?
Oh, yeah. That's one of the new things that we've gotten this year, and so I think it's been really helpful for us during our little break just get replenished.
Yeah, it reminds me of Little League, like at halftime.